Hey everybody, it's the Mad Master here doing a video today, and this is a video that I've thought about doing for a long time. Pardon the air conditioning over there, it's probably a little bit loud. I live in a second floor apartment that has a sun beam down at it hours and hours a day because I overlook a park. Doxing myself. And so it gets really hot up here, even when it's not that hot. And I rarely run the air conditioning that much. I probably haven't for a couple of weeks even. Anyways, enough about that. That's what that sound is. It's kind of annoying in a video. But I was going to do a video today, and I've been thinking about this for a while with the trial of the century, the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. And I was thinking about, with the whole Me Too thing and the whole impetus for a lot of this stuff, and also the Marilyn Manson stuff. I've been watching some of the Marilyn Manson videos, not Marilyn Manson music videos, but about the accusations against him. And I've just been thinking about accountability and culpability with regards to some of these events. And this is very much on the edge of, what is a person responsible for in their life, if they're male or female, or what is, and it's something really bothers me. And it doesn't bother me when we have a situation where it's just, it's clear as day, like someone, I think like Harvey Weinstein was in his office when some of these things occurred. Okay, that's, and you want to roll and stuff, and it, like with the whole Weinstein thing, right? That's fine. Yeah, those accusations are pretty clear that, there's some bad stuff going on. But what bothers me, by the way, I'm speaking as a huge fan of Rose McGowan's like Twitter and stuff, and I've liked a lot of her stuff. Other than endorsing Larry Elder was pretty gross. Even though Newsom is, of course, a piece of shit too. But enough about politics and Rose McGowan. But some of these, you can think of some of these situations as there was a little bit more gray area with regards to these situations and these encounters. And a lot of people don't want to talk about that. And where do we stand in this situation where, for example, let's say I was when I am a rock star. No, I'm not going to do anything as a rock star like this, but as far as let's say I was a rock star already and I did something bad, right? Or I was accused of something bad. Like for example, like I was a movie star. I'm not going to say rock star because this is a little bit more fitting, because like backstage what happens is a little bit different, like at the hotel room and stuff. And sometimes, I don't know, it just, I don't know where I'm fucking going. I'm a little lost today. Okay, so anyways, all right, let's just go to the movie star thing. Let's say I was a movie star and I was talking to some fan or someone, and they were a woman, and then I'm like, hey, here's my hotel room key. Why don't you come up for a drink later? And then I, try to start making out with them or something. And then she said, oh my God, that was assault. Like I didn't even have sex with her. Let's just say this happened. Oh my God, all I was doing was going up to his room alone at the middle of the night for a drink. See, this is the kind of thing that people don't want to talk about, is this gray area where women are, Camille Paglia talks about this a lot. I haven't read her for years, but this is kind of retro 2014, 2015 YouTube for me, for Mad Master videos, because like I talked about this stuff way more back then. But I've just been thinking about this shit. I'm a very sexist shirt I'm wearing too, by the way. Very provocative. Hey baby, show us your face. It's a joke, But anyways, but like the whole thing with regards to accountability, nobody wants to talk about how the women are accountable for certain situations. And I'm not, and people, it does get into blame the victim and all this stuff, and that's not good. But the naivete that this is the problem. The naivete that they prescribe to women is beyond like comprehension. Like, you would have to think that there's like they're developmentally disabled to not get the hints of some of these situations. Like, some of the Weinstein stuff sounded like this. Okay, not all of it, and some of the some of these other situations sounded like this. And it's not a situation where Bill Cosby is giving him a drug and putting him to sleep, and they're at a party or something. I'm not talking about that kind of shit. I'm talking about like, okay, there's a clear-cut situation where someone was invited somewhere sketchy that if they were unless they were really like had a fucking lobotomy, or unless they had a lobotomy, they would know, they would definitely or they were just like developmentally disabled or like really out of it, like totally like just dumb, like stupid, like low IQ, like like down there is 50, 60. They would obviously know that there's a sexual situation that is not necessarily expected, but leading to that. And that's what bothers me. Like with Aziz Ansari, like the whole thing where he was accused of this stuff in this stupid article, which was a peak of the Me Too hysteria, by the way. I think it was the worst of it, because of course after that things kind of calmed and cooled down a little bit up until the Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing. But just kind of those types of situations, it's like, okay, you're fucking accountable for some of what you do as a human being. You're fucking accountable. I was watching some of my old videos. I had a higher voice. I don't know what happened. It's my voice. Like, it must have lowered or something. As you get older, your voice lowers, But you're fucking accountable, Like, you have to be accountable as a human being. I just was trying to talk like I used to, like when I was doing those old videos. I was just thinking about that. I don't know, it's kind of going all over the place. But you have to be accountable as a human being. You have to take personal responsibility sometimes. It's like this victim mentality is so ingrained in our culture right now that we have situations like the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp thing. We're going to have more of those situations. Well, I think this is kind of a nail in the coffin for some of that, as I will do a video later. I had this video in my head I'm going to actually script it out. I'm going to start doing videos on my computer because I'm running out a lot of space doing video after video on this phone. And I'm going to dig out my webcam and start doing it and, find a better way of doing videos. I can promise you that right now. So it's just this whole lack of accountability with regards to, there's this poor helpless woman that doesn't know anything. I don't know why I'm going up. I don't know why I was invited backstage, even though it's not a meet and greet. I don't know why they were saying to take my shirt off and backstage. Like, why were they asking that? I don't know why I'm back there. I just want to meet the band. Well, of course you want to meet the band, but I didn't invite my boyfriend. I told my boyfriend to stay. I didn't know that was gonna happen. That was supposed to happen. Like some of these things are just defy, like, logically, like, knowing. Of course, like I said in a previous video, the Me Too thing hasn't hit rock as much as it's hit, like, producers or acting or directors, that kind of shit. Because there's some culpability on the part of groupies and women that they're probably smart enough to know that if they're chasing after a rock star to get his dick, it's like, what are they gonna say, And it's that part of that's bad, if there have been situations. I'm sure there have been really problematic situations as far as like with musicians, no doubt about it. But the difference is, it's like they're usually being more equally proactive about the guy, whereas I think I kind of figured it out. It's like they're equally being proactive. The guy is not as proactive, even if they're a rock star. They're just like, yeah, man, that was a good show. Oh, can I blow you? Oh, yeah, sure. It's like, I don't know, that was kind of gross. But, it's just kind of dumb to think that no accountability is given. And, like, it's like infantilizing women. People say, oh, you're a sexist because you're into pickup artist books and, like, these guys from, 20 years ago had these forums and stuff. You like some of that stuff. You're a sexist because you might want to have casual relationships for a while until you meet the right person you're attracted to. You're a sexist, Matt. People might say that, but let me say this. infantilizing and treating women like they're children in this types of situations, thinking that there's no accountability. What's worse? Okay, what's worse? Let me ask you a question. What is worse? Is it fucking making this society where we have to walk on eggshells with everything, and like social justice and politically correct wokeism, like with regards to like female male interactions, like affirmative consent, for example? Like, how stupid can that be? Like the whole concept, like, may I touch you on the shoulder? Like, and then the woman jumps him and starts making out, you know, like, it's like there's their body language signals and all this stuff, like all these things. They're, you know, a lot of these things are for a right purpose, or there's good intent behind them, but they become so ludicrous and ridiculous, and they do infantilize women. They make them into like treat them like small children, just like this whole thing about Evan Rachel Wood and Marilyn Manson. It's like, something bothers me about how she uses the word grooming and all this stuff. Like, I've done a video about this already, but it's like, are you really going to tell me that there was no initiative on your part to do some of these things, or go after some of these situations or some of these encounters yourself? It's just like you're a total blank slate that's like guided. You're a robot, or you're too dumb or naive, or, you know, or you're so immature, or the power dynamics, all these fucking excuses. Give me a fucking break. You know, people have to be responsible for their own actions to some extent, you know? Like, when I was really scared, you know, coming up as a teenager, when I was put in these situations where there was definitely like a chance to get something going with females, I made the choice out of own fear and neuroses and, you know, anxiety and stuff, and, you know, low self-esteem and stuff, to not do anything, even when they were like, you know, it's like people do have some like cognition when they're a teenager or when they're a young adult. It's like, I joke about it on forums now. It's like, if adult women, I heard like a 20-something do this too, like about this director or something. He was grooming me. He was grooming me so much older. He's grooming me. It's not even a fucking huge time, like that big of a director either. It's like, if you infantilize yourself that much, why don't you propose for changing the age of consent to age 30? Like, because there's always these articles, these fucking feminists like, do, look, women don't develop until, or your brain doesn't develop until 30, so it's totally possible and plausible that they were, it's like, fuck, what the fuck are you talking about? If you're an adult, you are responsible for your own fucking self. And if you were legitimately assaulted or legitimately, you know, fucking harassed, then that is bad, and that should be full extent of the law. But if you're trying to like weasel your way around personal responsibility, and we found all these fucking buzzwords and these fraudulently pseudoscientific social sciences, or partially pseudoscientific social sciences, and fucking all this like post-Marxist, fucking postmodernist bullshit, fucking third-wave feminism, claptrap fucking bullshit. If you're gonna start to doing that, like weaving your way around using mental gymnastics like a fucking Olympic champion of mental gymnastics, then you go fuck yourself. You are full of shit. You are fucking, you know, there's something else wrong with you if you cannot take personal responsibility at all. Sure, there's not black and white situations. Sure, there's a gray situation, just like with Marilyn Manson. Like, maybe at first she was into something and then he pushed it too far, you know? Or maybe, you know, we can just say, like I said in my grooming video, it's like, fucking, you could say, well, if you think that you were, you know, if you had this bad situation, why can't the guy just be an abusive jerk? Why does it have to be grooming or power dynamics, you know, all these things, power dynamics, you know, all these things. It's like, why do you have to throw all these fucking buzzwords into it? Like, some type of like, oh, I'm so smart because I use all these terms that I learned in my gender studies class because the power dynamics. You're a fucking upper middle class, fucking white feminist. You know, like the white feminist thing. It's like white. I mean, that's a thing that people talk about. That's what you are. You're just like this. You're privileged, and you're using all this shit that is not even proven to be real. It could be real, but it's like people make it so dualistic and simplistic, and it's bullshit. But that's about all.